Kia ora everybody, welcome to our incredibly humid, hot, sticky, yucky day in Whangarei, New Zealand. It is so hot here. Today we're going to do a quick video, so we'll be putting this up tonight for Valentine's Donuts. It's Valentine's Day on Monday, so we want to give you something that you can make if you want to. Okay, I've got my milk. All the recipe is going to be at the end of the video. Okay, well, it's at the end of the video, just watch that. I've got some milk that I've heated up. I've got some butter that I've melted. Honey that I'm going to chuck in here. Need a spoon. Liquid honey. That's going to activate the yeast. And my yeast. Like I said, don't worry about quantities because it's all going to be in the recipe. And I'm just going to let that sit for a little bit until it starts to activate. You don't even have to do that. You can just chuck in your flour. It's just something I've done for eons. So give me a few minutes and then I'll get the flour ready and we'll go from there, eh? This is what happens when the yeast activates. I love this stage because it always reminds me of like a brain. So anyway, now I'm going to add the flour. Okay, I'm just going to add enough flour to make a soft dough. Okay, remember the recipes in at the back of the, what is it? It's at the end of the video. Get right. So, and then just mix it in. Okay, so I'm just going to mix it up. This is a lot smaller than the dough that you will make because we don't want a gazillion donuts here. Okay, we don't want them. We're going to be giving these out to Whitney and her family who are isolating today. Sorry about it. So we're going to take some donuts over to her. Right, and that should do. That should do. So it's a soft dough, but it's not a dry dough, and it's not wet and sticky. Okay, and I'm just going to give it a quick knead. Just a quick knead. Okay, that's a nice dough. That's nice and soft. A little bit of flour. So it doesn't stick, and I'm just squishing it down and folding it over. Squishing it down and folding it over, okay? That's it. Nothing flash, okay? And that's it. And now I'm going to put that into a greased bowl, so just get a little bit of oil and grease your bowl and pop that on in there in a bowl, and I'll let it rise, okay? It should take, because it's so flippin' humid here, it'll probably only take about an hour. Okay, so remember, donuts aren't a quick recipe. You need to have about a couple of hours while you're making it, but it'll be worth it in the end, okay? And somebody that you love will love you. Right, see you soon. Right, can you see this natural glow? Oh, so hot. Right, I've put our little dough in here, and it's just gonna sit there. And I'm gonna take off my plastic baggy thing. These I got from a hotel or a motel that we stayed at. My husband and I stayed somewhere. They are caps. You know, the caps that they give in the wee packs and things like that. Every time they have them, I take them. And that's what I use them for. Ta-da! So that will double in size in about 3/4 of an hour because it's warm. If it's not warm where you are, fill up your sink with hot water and stick your basin in there, or stick your container in there with your dough. Make sure the water doesn't go in the dough, of course, and it will rise faster. Okay,
or in your hot car.
Or in your hot car, perfect. On a, you know, we've got a cover, a black cover on our barbecue. Sit that on top of that. Okay, just make sure it's covered and you're good to go. Right, now this is the dough that we've risen. I have risen this twice. So that means that once this gets big and it looks like that, I push it down, give it a wee rub around, flip it over and let it rise again. So this has risen twice, okay, and it's perfect. So I'm going to oil my bench because I don't want to put any extra flour into the oil when we fry them up. And because it's looking like this, can you see all the bubbles and things like that? Like that? I'm just going to give it a little bit of a massage. Can you hear my grandson in the background? He's going to be up here with us in another year or so. And I'm just going to let it squish it down a bit and let it relax, okay? Just let it relax. relax. Nice little massage. It'd be nice if somebody could give me a little massage for a bit of relax. Right, now I'm going to leave this for about 10 minutes and then we're going to cut it up. Now, some of you might have gorgeous little cookie cutters and things like that, you know, heart shapes. We haven't, but we have this. That'll do. Okay, so just use whatever you've got at home. So let this rest and I'll see you in a few minutes, eh? I've got a little bit of oil on my bench. This has been sitting enough. That'll do. And I'm just going to make some little round donutty shapes. Okay, in the meanwhile I've got our fry pan. Oops, and another grandchild coming up. Another fry pan, and we've filled it up with about yay much oil. Okay, we want to not deep fry them, but we want to fry them. Does that make sense? Yeah, you'll figure it out. You're bright people. Right, so let me get these shapes sorted out. Again, I'm going to let them sit for a little bit. Okay, and then when they're just starting to rise again, then we'll chuck them into the oil. Okay, so yeah, be patient with this process. It'll be worth it in the end. See you soon. So I'm just going to carefully lift them off and pop them into the oil. These ones here we're going to fill with custard. These ones, Brooklyn twirled her finger around, like this. Are you ready?
Wait.
Oh, you can't see, can you? You going to show? Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, right. Like this. Very technical. Okay, so I'm just going to leave these for about 2 minutes on each side and flip them over. My oil's probably a little bit too hot, but we'll show you the perfect ones. Now, what I forgot to tell you was get everything organised, okay, before you put them in the oil. So we've got an egg carton, an old egg carton over here, which is perfect for draining donuts in, okay, and we've got paper towels also so that we can drain them again afterwards. Brooklyn made up this glaze, so it's just a slightly runny plain icing, you know, icing, butter and water basically, and she's going to put the recipe up for that as well. And as soon as these donuts come out and they drain, then we just stick them into the, we're going to glaze these ones. So I'm going to let this sit just for a few minutes and it'll still be hot, and then I'll show you what that looks like in a mo. Right, this is cooled down sufficiently so that I can just barely hold it. And it's just going to go into the glaze over there, and that is it. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing these. Right, these have cooled sufficiently. So I've cut it carefully, and this is what they look like in the middle. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful dough. Can you see that? Okay, looks good, huh? Yeah, I like it. So, because we haven't got any sort of flash apparatus to put the custard in, I'm just going to spoon some in. We're just going to spoon it in and then we're going to ice it up. Okay, it'll still be good. It'll be great. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit there. And I thought of something before. You know, if you want to put jam in the middle, you could get a little bit of innovation. Use a little bit of innovation rather, and excuse me. Get your donut, put a wee hole in the middle like that, make a bit of space, clean out your tomato sauce thingamajig, because we don't want tomato sauce donuts, do we? And then put some jam in it and then fill it up. Hey presto. Might work, might not. Give it a go. So we're going to custard ours up and then we're going to glaze them, and we'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Okay, check these out. How cute do they look? Hey, how cute do they look? I'm not going to bite one because I can just feel it going on my hips already. Brooklyn can do that. So we're going to get some ready and we're going to deliver them to you, Woody. These are for you. Hey, just a reminder also that in this part of the hemisphere, it is really, our produce and things like that are starting to fall off their trees. We've got plums, snagged this from my son, and Peaches and Isabella and Adam grew that. Ah, fantastic. So, you know, keep making use of your garden, and that's our Valentine's video for the day. Hope you have a fantastic Valentine's Day and don't eat too much. Take it easy. Ka kite anō.